What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I want to talk about something, a potential fight that is being talked about, not in negotiations or anything like that. It was just something that was mentioned. So I figured I would share it with you guys in case you don't know. And I made this graphic for you, so I hope you guys enjoy that. And it looks like legendary boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. says his son can even come down to 160 for the right opportunity. And a fight or fighter that his son would make that weight for is a fight with Miguel Cotto. And this is what Chavez Sr. had to say. Many do not believe that Julio can make 160. Right now, he weighs less than 180 pounds. He can make 160, and he's always willing to go down there if the opportunity is worth it. I particularly like the fight with Cotto, and my son loves the fight. Cotto loves to fight, and we'll see how things progress. Julio has many options, but he is willing to go down there. Julio changed with the arrival of his granddaughter, Julia. He trains every day. It would take a lot more work to make 160, but he would do it. So, Miguel Cotto and Chavez Jr., I really want to get your feedback, your input. Let me know what you guys think of this particular fight. As far as me, I never really even considered it, to be honest, because I always felt that Cotto was rather small in terms of the higher weight divisions, and Chavez Jr. has struggled in the past with making weight. So I never even considered this particular matchup until I really read it, because I just thought they were always going in separate directions. Because even Chavez and Canelo, when they first came into the American public's eye, they were talking about that particular fight. And I, even with that fight, felt that they were going kind of in opposite directions. And now that's how things work in boxing. Boxing progresses, things evolve, things happen. Now this fight could happen. You know what I mean? Miguel Cotto went up to 160, dethroned Sergio Martinez, who, I mean, there's no disputing he wasn't the same Chavez or the same Sergio, but Cotto, that's not his fault. That's not his problem. He did what he had to do. A lot of people, including myself, thought Sergio had enough left in the tank, and even if he was at 80%, he would be able to beat Miguel Cotto. He didn't, and props to Cotto. Cotto won. So I don't know for a fact if Chavez can truly make 160. Not know, oh, we'll do it at 162 or whatnot, because again, Cotto is very small for middleweight. However, I do know this, and I have some insiders and just different inside information. And I actually Chavez Jr. follows me too, so I see his updates and posts and stuff. He'd be liking my posts and whatnot. But Chavez Jr. does seem more disciplined. He trains regularly, whereas before that, when he had that suspension, he was weighing over 200 pounds. You know what I mean? He's already a big dude, big bone dude, and if he doesn't monitor that, if he just eats Taco Bell or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean, McDonald's, then he's going to balloon up in weight. So he has to make a conscious effort to maintain that and be professional. And from what I've seen and what I heard, it looks like he's doing that. He's staying in line, staying within certain parameters, whereas before it was kind of like Ricky Hatton, just whatever, my weight's my weight in the off season. And that's not good for a boxer. Even though Chavez Jr. is young, still not good, because you don't want to fluctuate and then have to kill yourself to drop 40, 60 pounds or whatever. It's just not worth it. As far as the fight itself, I mean, I love Miguel Cotto. He's a hell of a fighter. Chavez Jr. is an entertaining fighter. I've always liked him in terms of, actually, when he first came in, I was just like, who the fuck is this? Another guy making a name off of his dad. And then he showed me a little bit. He showed me that he's tough and that he has a chin. And my biggest complaint with Chavez Jr. would be I didn't think he was disciplined enough, and I don't think he took his career seriously. You know what I mean? You have your father's namesake to uphold. It is your obligation to me. Like, I look at Chavez Sr. as a quintessential classic boxer, not just for Mexico, just for boxing. You know what I mean? To go 80 fights without taking a loss and having 100 plus fights on your resume. The dude was a monster, and it can't be disputed. No matter if he had controversial fights or not, the dude is a living legend. So for me, in my admiration for him and my admiration for boxing, I don't think it's right for his own lineage, his own son, to not uphold that name and, you know what I mean, do his father justice by not making weight and smoking weed Hey, I'm about to fight Sergio. Like that's not cool. You know what I mean? You have to uphold that. Like if I was Mike Tyson's son, best believe if I was going to be a fighter, I would want to do him justice. So it looks like he's turning a new leaf. He had a daughter. We'll see. I liked how he avenged his loss. I thought that was something. I mean, you got guys like Danny Garcia who's flat out saying Matisse and Herrera won't get a rematch. They were challengers. Now, Brian Vera was a challenger, and Chavez Senior, or excuse me, Chavez Jr. was the A side, if you will, and he gave Brian Vera a rematch when there was controversy involved. So much props to that, because not everyone's willing to do that, and I think he set the record straight and clearly beat Brian Vera in the rematch. So I like Chavez Jr. He has some bugs he needs to tweak out, and that's mainly with his professionalism and his weight. So if he can get that in line, the motherfucker has a chin, and he comes to bring it, entertaining style. I like his body punching. He has that true grit, and I think it'd be an interesting fight with Miguel Cotto. There's no doubt in my mind, no question that Miguel Cotto has a way better background. Like he's an amateur, he has the amateur background, and he's a way better boxer technically in terms of knowing what to do. The biggest thing that makes this intriguing is the Cotto side of things. He is the better boxer, but I also thought he was a better boxer than Margarito. But when you add weight advantages and a chin, things like that could get interesting, because Cotto would be at, even if Chavez Jr. makes 160, when he rehydrates, I really feel he's going to gain maybe anywhere from 13, 17, 22 pounds. You know what I mean? I don't know how much weight. So he's definitely going to have a severe weight advantage, and he can take a punch, and he can dish out a nice punch, and especially go to the body. Miguel Cotto is a bit older. Those body shots really takes its toll. I haven't really seen many people that have power just invest into the body of Miguel Cotto in recent memory, where they're just like chopping his body. That's why I think Gennady Golovkin beats Cotto at 160, because he has that lethal power, and he has well placed shots, and he goes to the body. Some people say, "Oh, Triple G ain't fought nobody." I guarantee you, I'll put money on it, or some kind of contest, that Triple G, if he does ever fight Cotto in recent memory, you know what I mean, barring something crazy happen, but if he fights him soon, Triple G will beat Cotto. Now, Chavez Jr., that's a good fight, because, again, Cotto's a supreme boxer, much better boxer, better thinker. I think he's faster with processing. So in terms of technique and finesse, Miguel Cotto would be like a Bret the Hitman Hart. But Cotto is not as big, you know what I mean? He's not naturally as big as Chavez Jr. So it could be an entertaining fight, you know what I mean? If Chavez can take the punch and dish some things out and try to break Cotto down, then it could be interesting. A lot of people are going to make the comparison. See, this is the thing with boxing fans. Some of you guys make comparisons that don't relate. Like some people say, oh, Sergio Martinez had success against Chavez Jr., so immediately Cotto will. They're two different fighters. Sergio is taller. He's rangier. I would say he's a bit quicker in his prime. And he's a southpaw, and he's slick. So he utilized that in and out movement. That's why Chavez was calling him a ballerina and all that. Cotto doesn't really do that. He doesn't move as much. He's a good boxer. He knows how to get in position and that kind of stuff. But he's not as slippery as a prime Sergio Martinez. And this was Sergio before several injuries when he fought Chavez Jr. So Cotto fights different than Sergio Martinez. This could be a good fight. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like the video. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.